Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to discuss the fuselage of my FT Explorer, and I just completed the FT nose, so now I will work on the FT Explorer. So if you need instruction on how to get started, open up the FT Explorer nose video, and then I'll have a link in the description too to show you the first step of this, how I imported this image. So watch that one and then we can get started with this one. So here is, I already scaled this and that was shown in the first video. So now I am going to do some extrusions and some sketching. So I'm going to create a sketch on this plane right here, a brand new sketch. So we're going to create, just going to use that front one right there. Okay, I can slide this over and I don't need to use that right now. So I'm going to click on my front view, go here, and now I'm going to create one half of this, and yeah, we'll create like this half right here, and then we'll add on a different section into here afterwards. So we're going to do a symmetric line down here. So that's the first thing we're going to do is create this line. So a line from here all the way to here. Okay, or you can hit L to get out of that, and then I want to hit L again, and I want to find that midpoint right there. See, in the bottom right we show midpoint. That's good, that's what I want. So now I'm going to go straight down, L again. That looks perfectly flat, but I'm going to make sure that's horizontal. Oh, it wasn't horizontal. All right, now we see that little line right there. That means it's horizontal. Great. All right, so now I could do L again, and I'm going to do L. Click on that guy, and we're trying to get this a little better. I'll fix that in a second. Okay, and then click right there, L to get out of that, and I'm just going to grab it and pull it down. It's not constrained yet. Now we're going to grab this edge right here, and this hatching thing that we see is a fold line, so that's not entirely necessary. Okay, we have the drawing open, and if we go to the very first page, we can do a zoom in here, and anything that has this crossed hatch like that is called a cavity. So that's what we're going to do, is consider that one as a cavity. So they're just using the paper as a fold point on that guy. So when we go to that page, which is page 3, it's showing that all of this is just cavity, so that's why. So now we're going to go back to our Explorer nose. I'm sorry, Explorer, and we're actually going to rename this. We're going to call this fuselage. Okay, go back in our sketch 2, and now we're going to finish this one. L. Now we're going to create this long curve right here, and if you want, I think the best is our Bezier curve. Click here, and we're just going to try to follow it. We don't have to follow it perfectly yet. We'll get there. Okay, escape to get out of that guy, and now we should be able to grab these poles here. Okay, whenever it does that, right click, escape Bezier. Now we can grab those poles and pull them out. So there we go, we're fine-tuning these. Okay, fine-tune this guy. Perfect, looks great. All right, there we go. Okay, now we just did all that, and so what we want to think about is how this will work. So this piece right here, we will fold on this edge right here, and we want to do like a cut section on that. So we will create this, fold it here, and then we'll do a split and then get that properly set up. So let me I'm thinking how I will do this. I think maybe I will use Sketch to mirror this. So I'm going to use this as a construction line, so it won't mirror that, and then I'm going to trim this guy off. So trim is M. So we're going to trim that. We're going to get rid of this little dot right here. Go down here, trim, and then trim that. Okay. So now I should be able to do a mirror of this. So get off of that, and we'll get on mirror. So this is our selected line to mirror, is this guy. And we'll choose our geometry to mirror. Okay, let's do grab it both. There we go. Yes, everything looks good. Grab that last guy, and now we can we'll complete that. Okay, now we can build this little shape right here. Okay, so this here is a fold line, so we really don't need a fold line, but we can keep this guy right here. So what I'm going to do is build this box. So from here to here, okay, right click, escape the rectangle, and I can cut out this if I want to. Yeah, might as well. So I'm going to build a, can I build a ellipse? I could, but it's more like it's a rectangle. So I'm going to choose here and then choose here, and we'll adjust this. We'll fine tune this in a second. There we go. All right, right click it out of this rectangle, pulling in these lines. Okay, and then we're going to add this radii. So we're going to do a sketch fillet. Okay, here to here, and we're going to do this like a probably 8 millimeters. Left click, 8 millimeters. Notice it grabbed this edge and it pulled it up. I can simply escape and then grab this down and pull it back into position. So the reason it's jumping around is because it's not really constrained really good. So I can leave that 8, that's fine. So let me do this guy. Okay, escape that. I don't know why I didn't want to choose that edge. Perfect, there we go. Okay, and now we can grab this escape to get out of that. We're just gonna escape, and then we just pull that guy in. Same thing with this guy. Okay. There we go. Escape to get out of that. Perfect. Now we can adjust this if we need to. Okay, that is good. I think this is just simply saying it's a piece of B. I don't need to actually make it and cut it. So, all right, I think I can extrude this out, and I could actually chop this line off. So let's hit trim. Okay, so there we go. We can actually, we're gonna cut a couple pieces here. So I think this is, these are cutouts for probably it to fold onto itself. We'll find out later, but yeah, I'll cut them out for now. Let's make a box. Starting from there, going to here. And we'll make a box here. Okay, there's only one. All right, we can make a box here. These are probably just alignment tabs. I'll probably get rid of them. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely familiar with how this is made, but anyway, I'll erase them if I need to. It's not a big deal. I can simply go back in the sketch and remove them. Not a problem. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we can finish the sketch. And now I can do an extrusion of the sketch. Okay, and I will extrude the sketch. So I think we said 4 millimeters. And we will flip it the other way. And let's see. It's not giving me everything I want. I want all of it. Alright, so we gotta look inside of our sketch and see if there's an issue going on here. So let's take a look and see. Okay, let's break this edge right here. Trim that. Okay, and then this one's okay. And then anything else we need to trim? No, I think it was it. Everything else looks connected. Let's give it a try. Extrude. Can't extrude anything. Why does it not let me extrude the outside? Something's not right with the outside. So let's go back into it. Sketch 2. Okay. We're trying, could be the Bezier curve is goofing us up. Let's keep going through. Points are touching. Yep. I'm gonna get rid of this long line I'm going to get rid of that segmented line and create one nice long line, so I know it's going to be fully connected then. Right click, okay, escape line. Looks like that might have been the problem. So let's go finish that sketch. Yep, that was it. All right, so this was extruded 4 millimeters. Perfect. Okay, get out of that. All right, so now we can do some cuts. What we actually can do is we can fold this and cut that right there. We can do a cut here. We could split. Let's do it. Let's create a split line. Actually, we're going to use this edge as our split line and the other edge as our split line, and we can actually start rotating this. So let's do that. So we're going to do a split this guy right here. Entities, this is what to split with, that line right there. Okay, and that worked. Next we're going to do the next one, split this guy, entity, this guy. Okay, now we can do transform. We can grab this edge and we will transform it along that bottom edge right there. So we will do a rotation and we will do this edge right here, and we will do 90 degrees, negative 90 actually, negative 90. Okay, and then that looks like it is off a little bit. What I can do is I can pull that back out. That's not a problem. We'll do that in a minute. So we're going to do the same thing with the other one. Okay, let's do the transform. This guy, rotation, axis here, 90. Perfect. So now we will pull the edge out. Let's see what the distance is here. So we're going to go to our measurement command. We're going to click. There's actually no measurement. There's no line there. So what I need to do is actually go back into my sketch and then check that out. I'm going to escape, exit. Why is it that yellow? Okay, middle spacebar gets rid of that. So I'm going to go into my sketch. Where's sketch 2? I'm going to create a invisible line on this edge right here. Let's get not invisible. I'm going to create a construction line from here all the way down here. This will give me my distance which I need. Right click, escape line, and now I can make this construction. Click on it, construction. Okay, done. So now I will find the distance, go down here to measurement. This face to this edge is, let's try that again. Okay, it doesn't show that, so I need to go to sketch and I need to click on this little visible. Okay, this edge to this face, and it's telling me it's in X direction. It's 4.32. Okay, I'll click on that, copy that. So now I will do a transform and I will move this out. So let's do a transform. Grabbing this edge, we're going to do XYZ. It's going to be negative X. I'm going to pull it out and then we're going to put the number in. Okay, opposite of what we thought. Why did it go opposite? We can click on that again. All right, oh, it's in positive X, which is as expected. I'll just put a negative here. Okay, good. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So we're going to do transform. Grab this XYZ. This time we do want it to go positive, so there we go. All right, now we can do a union. Get these all unioned together. Don't keep parts. All right, and it don't. Yeah, maybe it did work. Let's see. Why didn't it? Doesn't look like it worked. 2, 3, and 4 should have been unioned together. Maybe they're not even touching. That's why they're not going to union. All right, so let's right click on that and we're going to delete this guy. Okay, and we will pull this edge out a tiny bit. Okay, that's an easy fix. So we will do a move face. Let's grab the move face command. Let's go here. And we're going to go on the very bottom of this guy. We're going to look at the bottom. So there's, I think, 3 surfaces we need to move. This guy, and that one looks to be okay. All right, we're going to move that 1 millimeter. just enough to get us inside of that other piece. Perfect. Okay. All right, that worked. Middle mouse button, we're scrolling around. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. We're going to click on this edge. We're going to move edge, move face, that one, and this one, and that one's done already. So 1 millimeter again. Okay, and we can see it's overlapping, which is good. So that's why it didn't union, was because it wasn't actually touching. So let's go back to our Boolean union, these three, and then part 2, 3, 4 should pretty much disappear, which they did. Yep, so now we are unionized. Okay, perfect, everything's looking good. We have this shape over here. I believe this should be like a fold shape, and then probably should fold and touch on this shape right here. So we will do a cut section on this edge right here. So we're going to do a split with this guy. Okay, and now we're going to rotate this on that line right there. So we're going to do a transform here, rotate line. Rotation line is this guy. This line itself only. Rotate axis 90, other 90, negative 90, or you could probably just hit that arrow. Yeah, exactly. Okay, enter, and looks that side looks great. This side looks like it needs moved out, so let's find out what size that is. Measure this face to this face, 4 millimeters. Yep, exactly as our thickness was of our extrusion, our original extrusion. So let's move this face, and we will do a move face. Where's my move face at today? There it is. All right, go in here, 4 millimeters. Okay, so now that is all together. I'm not sure why we have this little cutout. What was the purpose of that one? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, we may look at that and see if we can find that purpose later. Okay, so now I'm going to unite all of this together. So union it, and union this with this. So should have become one part now. Yeah, all the backside has become one part. That is correct. And this looks like it's overlapping a tiny bit. It must have been due to something maybe not right in this sketch. You know, everything was perfect there. That's strange that it did that. Anyway, we can fix that. No problems. So we're going to do a replace face to get this back out. Replace face, this guy, and then replace it with this guy. So now we're going to see it. It should become one face in a second. Now we're going to do one more replace face, and we're going to grab this little sliver right here and take it up. So we're going to replace this face and then move this face up to this face. All right, so we did that replace face. It looks good. Now we still seem to have some sort of separation in here, so it must be something weird with let's do a replace face. This face and this face will be replaced with this face. Okay, now everything's all one. Perfect. That's it. That's exactly what we want. Okay, it's perfectly square. There's no cut lines inside of there. Okay, all right, so section 2 is done. So now we got to create this long piece right here. Looks like these are separated too. So what's a tail boom bottom and tail boom? So let's let's make the tail boom and tail boom bottom. These are very, very simple. This simply means that it's like the foam is removed. So I will just build it to the inside, and then we will put this piece, I believe it's like the tail boom bottom and the tail boom top. That's what this is. So it should be like a form of box. Okay, and most likely we can we could skip this one, right? We could just build this, and the top and bottom are the same. So yeah, let's just build a box. So front view, here we go with the tail boom bottom. Okay, then we're going to create a sketch used in front. Okay, and then square, rectangle. Get real close. We're going to look in here. This is probably why, you know, those little replace faces are needed on the previous one, is because you know, it's not perfect. We're going with a JPEG image as opposed to a vector image, and there, you know, it's open to interpretation. Right click, escape out of that. I can undo that last one, and so there we go. Okay, I'll build this chamfer here. So let me build a line here. I'm just going to go take it from there to there. I'm going to clean up this, right click, escape that line, grab this edge, pull it down, pull this up. Perfect, looks good. And I can do a, let me pull a midpoint right there, right click, escape. This is going to be my construction line. Oh, you know what I can do? I can do half of this and it'd be perfect. I don't think we really need to. All right, we're just gonna do construction line. Where's my construction? There he is. Okay, and then escape out of that guy. Space bar. We're gonna mirror this guy, but first we're going to, I'm going to mirror it, and then I'll do some trims. So mirror this guy. This is my mirror line. This is the guy to mirror. And now I will hit escape. Now I hit trim. Trim this off. That off. Trim all these circles. Zoom in, trim, 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 trim. Perfect. All right, we can build this little shape right here, and we'll build a rectangle. Perfect. Escape the rectangle, and then we can build a fillet. So let's get a dimension size of this guy. 6.6, that's what we'll call 6.6. Why did it move it there? I'm not quite sure. Let's cut this little section out. Trim. Okay, and then let's click on this guy, 6.65. Okay, I'm not sure why it's moving it in. There's nothing I said to do that. Anyway, we'll pull these back out, and we'll adjust this guy back here. There we go. All right, so now we can do 6.65, divide that by 2, and that's what our radius will be. So it will be pretty much the same. So click there. It doesn't like it. Let's see. Okay, there we go. 6.65 divided by 2. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing here. Yep, perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, and we are completed. So now I want to grab this edge right here. I'm going to pull that back. Escape and space bar to get out of that. All right, so now we are going to do a cut section, and we're going to trim this guy and then put it there. So I'm going to do a construction line in that. So this will be my construction line, and go all the way to the end. Here we go. This is perfectly straight. I do it M for trim, M for trim. Okay, and then I'm going to do another one on the inside. So L. Zooming in, scrolling all the way over. M to trim this guy. M, M. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. M, M. Nice. Okay, and then these two guys are going to become construction lines here and here. We hit middle mouse button, get out of there. I don't know if it selected anything else. There we go. The construction line is here. Okay. All right, here we go. Spacebar to get out everything. All right, now we're going to do an extrusion. So finalize the sketch. We're going to extrude this right here. Okay, and we're going to go 4 millimeters. Okay, 4 millimeters. Now we will start splitting this along that one construction line. And it hid that sketch from me, but I want to pull it back. So I clicked on visible. Should be visible now. Or is it non-visible? It is visible. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So now we're going to cut that, and we're going to do some splits on this guy. I'm going to do extrusion. but I'm going to do an offset, starting offset of 4 millimeters. So now we should be able to see this. There we go, holy cow. Now let's see if we can find that construction line. Visible? Visible? Split this guy with a split line. Alright, I'm going to do entity. This guy is my entity. Let's see if I can do this. Yep, okay. I don't want that edge. I actually want it to, yep, perfect that way. That's what I want. Split there. Perfect. Yep, that did it. Now I'm going to split on the other one. Split. So I'm not sure why it's not showing me that construction line. It actually should be. But, oh, found a workaround. So I'm going to do this guy right here. And now I need to, yep, perfect, that's it. Split along that. It knows it's there. It knows that line's there. It just doesn't want to show it to me. Alright, so now I will do a top front view. Click right there, get back in the front. Now we're going to do a rotation. Okay. We're going to rotate this guy on that bottom line. So transform here. And we're going to do a rotation. That guy right there. We'll do -90. Perfect. Okay. And we're going to do the other one. We're going to do this one +90. +90, and then transform this guy. Rotation. And this guy here. And then we got 90. There we go. Okay. So that just created that. And then let's go to front view. Clicking right there. Okay. And we can see it's not perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out 4 millimeters. So let's do a transform this guy. We're going to do XYZ. It is going to be my +Z. Okay. 4 millimeters. Okay, and now okay. Now we're going to move the other guy. Transform this guy. XYZ. -Z. We want to take it in -4. Perfect. And then, yep, make sure these touch. Yep, they look like they touch. Now we're actually going to make this guy and move it all the way to the top. Alright, so we're going to move this guy all the way to the top. And what I can do is I can find the distance from, let's say, from this surface to the top surface. Here to here. And we are going in the Y direction, so 33. Copy this number. Copy. And then we should be able to transform this. And this time we're going to do a copy part. And now we got to go up. We want to translate, and we want to do -Y. Put in our number, paste it. And then you see it did opposite, so we just got to grab that guy. Let's go to that transform. And then put a negative on there. -33. Perfect. Okay, so okay. And if we wanted to sit inside of there, we would just do a positive +4. It doesn't like that. It doesn't, no. Okay, well, let's take the original number and let's hold on, we'll just get it. First we're going to do that one, then we're going to do a -4. So doing a transform this guy, we're going to do Z, we're going to do +Y 4. There we go, moved it down, perfect, it's in there. Alright, and let's do a front view. Perfect, looks to be a little bit small, but that's because we can always adjust this a little later, it's not a problem. It doesn't seem like it's falling on right on the line perfectly, but it's okay. Alright, so let's do a unite on this, and you can see that this one is actually cut right here. We could actually cut this one too at that same line. So here's what we could do to fix that is we can do we'll create a line. Okay, we can actually take this edge and do a replace face. Let's replace this face here and here. Replace face with this guy, so it should slant it for us automatically. Perfect. And I think that's how we'd like to have it. Alright, so let's do some unions. Let's union this, and this. Alright, we can see we got like a double line here. We can fix that. So we want to go with replace face. Replace face. This face with this face. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, there's a perfect rectangular. Alright, so now this should go inside of here, and then this piece should slide onto there too. So let's grab this image. Okay, it looks like that's our one piece and that's our other piece. So it kind of goes in backwards. So we will be assembling this piece onto that piece right there. So we get those 4 little holes. Alright, these 2 holes, there's the 4 holes. So that piece will slide into here. Alright, so let's check this inner diameters, or inner sides walls. How big are these? We are at 60.274. Let me copy that number. Alright, it just decided to close it on me. Let's go back again. Alright, 60.274, right click, and I should be able to click on that and copy that. Copy. Alright, and then this width right here, I believe this has to go inside of there. So let's do the width of that. Escape out of that. This side to this side. And 57. Alright, so that one will fit in there. There'll be a little slop, but I think that's probably good. So the one was 60 something and this one's 57. So we can build that, you know, we can change those if we want. And we can pull these walls in or out, but currently this one will fit inside, so that's a good note. We're going to go with a transform. Grab this and we're going to rotate it about a line. Axis is here, 90, 180. Yep. And we're going to move that to that other edge. So let's move. We're going to move this edge to that edge. So we're going to do a transform. This guy, I want to transform by make connectors. And I want to transform by that face to this face. Now notice this is facing towards me, which is what I want. If it's this way, it's left and right. If it's this way, it's facing towards me. That's exactly what I want. Okay, and is this, it looks like it lines up pretty good. So what happens is we have a piece, something slides inside, possibly this right here, but I think there's another piece missing that is part of another page that I need to get out. So this most likely will go inside of here and probably will be like the tail section or something. So I'm not sure exactly. I have to look at the details of it, the build of it. But yeah, so this goes here, and this here will be covered with something. But I can do an offset, and I can do an extrusion on this and fix that real quick. So let's hide this guy right here. Hide part 3. So that's part 3. Alright, so yeah, I can do an extrusion and maybe some sort of, I don't know if I need a removable piece inside of here as far as for your electronics to go inside. So do we need some sort of latch mechanism? But yeah, so right now I'm going to go, let's undo that and let's move this fuselage around. At least get them in the general orientation that we need. I don't know if this one's front face or that one's front face. I have to watch the video and understand where that goes. Most likely, okay, I think this is the back edge of the plane, possibly for the tail. Not exactly sure, but I think that's right. So I will flip this guy. I do transform, not replace face, transform. And we're going to take this guy and we're going to rotate it about a line. Axis line. We don't care which line we choose, but 90. It's got to be this axis. And we can do 180. Actually, we're going to do 70. Yep, perfect. We want this edge to be right inside of there. I think this is for the back side, so let's go with that. All right, and then okay, and now I'll do another transform, moving this guy. Let's see if I can just X, Y, Z. All right, it'll let me just grab it and kind of slide around. So I'm just kind of generally just throwing this into there. So I could mate this. Let's see what happens if I try to mate this. Choose that. It's getting closer to it. So now I'm going to do another transform. And I'm going to choose entity. And I'm going to choose by mating connectors. And this is just a temporary. So I want that face right there with this one of these inner edges right here. So hold on. Yeah, bottom left to bottom left. Right about here, I think is pretty good. Granted, it's yeah, so we got to shift it over a little bit, but it's gotten much better. So now we can do another transform. Now I tried mate and it didn't seem like it wanted to work properly. So, but I'm going to keep doing transform. We're just going to generally just throw this in this area. We see there's clearance on left and right, which is exactly what we need. We need clearance for our 3D prints to slide in together. That looks about right. And I'm gonna keep it right there. Okay. So I think that's where it's supposed to go. We'll find out later after I build my next section. So let's get started on the next section. And we are building up another sheet. So this is a Fuselage 1, we are completing this, so we are building the piece that goes on to the, so this piece right here is what we have on the 1, and then we have the front nose, so we will be building this here in this video. So we have this, they are together, we can see them right here, and then we will be placing the end of it on this electronics area tray. We'll be building that. So that's I think page 2 of the document here. All right, so we will open up a new Onshape page. Create a part studio. We'll call this Fuselage 2. Okay, we're gonna hide this one. Hide this one. Get the center there. Okay, and we're going to import this guy. Import the page 2. So let's create a sketch on the front. Now we can go to here, insert image, and we're going to go to import, and we're going to choose page 2, which is my page. I did a translation from a PDF to JPEG. Okay, it's uploading. Click on page 2, click on this point right here, and then we can put that there. And now we have to scale it. First thing is always to scale. Let's make sure we get the right print. Yep, looks. So we're going to be building this section right here, which is what they're calling the battery tray, I guess. You know, it probably didn't translate properly. It looks kind of strange, but it looks better on the PDF. All right, so let's start with the lines. So we got to scale this. Always do that first. So L for line. We're going here. L to close out. L to start. Then we're going to go with a dimension. D for dimension. Okay, here all the way to over here. Then we're going to go 100 millimeters. Okay, it just scaled it perfectly. So now we're going to look, okay, everything looks good. And now we will start building this fuselage piece right here. Okay. Okay, ooh, that went way too far. I tried to click and drag. Alright, should let me, okay, there we go. So if we zoom in on this, we can see this is actually the PDF. So we've got the battery electronics tray. That's what we're going to be working on next. And so we'll build that. So that is, looks like it is symmetric. So we'll build 1/2 of it, cut it in half, and then symmetrically build it. Okay, and then motor nacelle, nose skin A, upper support. So yeah, we got some things, nose skin B. So yeah, we got a few things we got to build now. So okay, now we can just start tracing and building this guy. Let's get out of the dimension. Let's get a line. So we're gonna zoom in, get their line going here. Okay, L to get out of that. And then here we got a rectangle. We're gonna build a rectangle. Rectangle. We're going to put that radius on there. It's probably going to move it all over when I'm, let's see if yeah, I can grab that in. That's awesome. 7mm sounds perfect to me. Well, I can actually make that a perfect 7. That's fine. Okay, I don't actually need to worry about that second one because I'm not going to be doing that. Okay, I'm going to be mirroring this symmetrically. So let's go back into sketch fillet. This guy to this guy, 7, perfect. Escape gets out of that. Pull this guy in a little bit. Escape, spacebar. Let's get out of that. Spacebar to get out. Okay, so now we can grab it. Perfect. Looks good. Okay, so now we will build this guy. Okay, and then lines. We'll just go way over here, right click, escape that line, or L to get out of that. L to start here. L. It's continuing on, so that's good. Alright, when I start seeing the transition, that's where I'll stop it. Right click, escape, and now I gotta do a Bezier curve. So to do this Bezier, we go outside. Just gonna choose it all the way around, and then we start getting closer to it, and then snap it there. Right click, escape the Bezier. Don't escape Bezier because it just deletes it. Let's try it again. I think I do that every time, so it's a little pain. I don't know why it does that. You should escape the Bezier to finalize it. So hit escape, but don't right click escape. So there's something goofy with that. Not sure exactly. All right, so let's tweak this guy. We're gonna right click and we're gonna escape that Bezier now. That's how we get out of it. And then we start pulling in our edges, okay? So we make sure, trying to get everything cleaned up and pretty and lined up here. We can grab that edge, we can tweak this guy in, tweak it in, escape. So there we go. And pull this guy out, pull this guy in, pull this guy out, and this guy, it's pretty good. Not worried about that. All right, looks good. Yeah, I like it. All right, so now I'm going to build a construction line going straight through the center. Using the midpoint, so I find midpoint by just selecting that lower right hand side. We see the little midpoint line. That's exactly what I want. Go straight down all the way through. Hit escape. Now we can do some trim. So M for trim. Okay. M. I'm not hitting M. I'm just trimming it. Trim that little dot. Okay, and then we can make this a construction line. So to do that, we click it and we go over to construction, escape, spacebar, get out of that. All right, now we're going to trim this guy, M. We probably don't even need these, but these are probably like alignment tabs or something. We'll find out in a tiny bit if we'll need them or not. So this is like an ellipse. Let's see if I can, let's make a square, rectangle, and then I will radii, put a radii, fill it on there. Let's go much smaller, perfect. Okay, 1.2 sounds great to me, and this guy should follow suit. Okay, escape, come on, fill it, back to fill it, back to fill it. It doesn't like that, why not? Okay, try it again. Here to here, perfect. Here to here, perfect. Okay, there we go. We got one. So we can do some mirrors here. I'll mirror this geometry down here, but first of all we gotta find the distance. So let's go line from here, right click escape, or L, straight across, L to get out of it, and then we're going to create another one right here, but that we'll probably have to do a transform or something, or a copy of it. So let's do the let's do a symmetric mirror. So we want we actually want a line between these two. So between this one so now we'll create a line. This is our mirror line. Can make this construction. Now we can do a mirror. So entities to mirror. Select mirror line, this guy. Entity to mirror is this guy. How's it looking? Okay, got almost everything except for this guy and this guy. There we go. Okay, and we can move them up a little bit, no problem. So next, we're gonna hit spacebar to get out of that, or yeah, just click down mirror. So now we're gonna mirror about this line, and we'll adjust these guys. So this is my mirror line. These are what I want to mirror, and this one too. Alright, we get some extra lines we can go through. Escape, spacebar, get out of all that, and then we can fine tune this if we want to. So I'm going to pull that guy around. We can do some trims now. We can trim all this guy off, make it look pretty. Trim, 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 trim. Looks like we got an extra line inside of here. That could be a potential problem for later. So let's hit our L. For when we try to extrude this, it might not let me extrude it because it sees so much extra geometry. So M's. We'll see. I'll just try that. Get rid of these extra dots. Was that easier? Not sure, but you make the decision on there. So I'm going to get out of this, and then I'm going to pull this edge up. Pull this edge up. It should pull up. Pull this edge up. There we go. That one pulled. Will this one pull? Should. Is there some sort of lock? Let me delete that. Delete that. That was probably the mirror. Should let me pull it up. It doesn't want me to pull up. Let's show my constraints. Alright. So that is, I think, supposedly mirrored. I'm deleting these. There we go. It let me grab it now. So it was constrained quite a bit. So let me get rid of a lot of these. Delete, 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 pull. Alright, there we go. That's perfect. Now we could just mirror that about this line if we wanted. Actually, I forgot. We don't even need this one. Never mind. Because I'm going to mirror the entire geometry. Alright, so we can do, we can just escape, hover, when you do that, you just Control Z, get back out of that. So I'm going to hit my M, and then just trim everything. Trim, because I'm going to mirror this. Alright, perfect. Let's do half of this. We'll trim it as we go. Okay, and then grab this, pull it in, and we're going to put a fillet on here. Perfect. Escape to get out of that one. Escape to get out of that. M to trim. Perfect. Alright, let's go get out of this show, unshow constraints. And looks like we are good. Alright, so now let's do a extrusion. Change this construction line to a normal line. Extrude. Extrude to sketch. That was it, I think. 4 millimeters. And where'd it go? Sketch. What did you do? New solid. Where's my solid? There we go. Okay. It must have jumped on surface for something. Alright, go back. 4 millimeters thick. Perfect. Alright. So, yeah, everything looks good there. And now I can make it symmetric. So I can do a mirror. Mirror function. Mirror this guy with this line. Let's try that again. Mirror this with mirror plane is that guy actually. Perfect. Okay. And now I can start doing my splits. So this is actually mirrored and united. So now I will split it on one of these lines. I will create a new line. So I'm going to go back into sketch. I'm going to create a phantom line, and I'm going to rotate it along that phantom line. So the construction line. Let's go to front, get a nice front view on it. Going from here all the way to the top. Okay, L, and then we should be able to trim that one. We can re-mirror it. That'd be a pretty good idea. Alright, I'm just going to make this a construction line. Okay, I'm going to take off that last mirror. Now I'm going to find a distance from this face, the point right there, to this point. Okay, and we got 33,625. Copy that. Let's do it again. Why can't I click on that? There we go. Copy. Okay, escape out of that. And now I'm going to create a plane off of this face right here. Spacebar, get out of that. Now we're going to create a plane. Entity. I actually want that face. Oh, there we go. Finally was able to choose that face. Perfect. There we go. New plane sitting right there. Alright, so now we should be able to split along that. Okay, so let's go split this guy. Entity split with plane. Okay, done. Split. Alright, so now we'll do a transform. So we will go with transform this guy. He's going to rotate about an axis, and the axis is here, 90 degrees. There we go. May want to raise it up 4 millimeters because they say this is a hatch area. Yeah, so I want to raise this 4 millimeters. So I want to transform XYZ, and we're going to -y, -4. Enter. There we go. Perfect. So now we can union these two together. Union. Okay, it should become one. Yep, it's one part. And now we will mirror this about that line right there. So mirror this shape along this line, that plane. And there we are. All done. So that's the electronics tray area. Now we will start moving the fuselage into the other body. So let's go to that one. Here's our main stuff, and we want to okay, let's create an assembly. Alright, inside of here we will insert our pieces. So we get Part Studio 1. Okay, and then Part Studio 2. That's the very front, so, and then that's good. So now we will rotate this guy. Let's try planar mate. Alright, we want to mate this surface, that surface, with this surface. Okay, that did it. Alright, so we're working on the mates here. We gotta rotate this. We actually gotta rotate. Let's try this guy. Perfect. And we want to rotate it again. Flip. Let's do the rotation again. That's getting better. Yep, so this here should kind of match up with that. And we can basically mate this face with this face. Okay, I'm gonna say okay. It's getting me closer. So every step I do is a little bit closer. And let's try a planar mate. So this face with this face. That mated, okay. So now, yeah, it's a little bit wider, which is strange. Let's grab that and pull it out. Should match with, yeah, there it goes. I want to match with the other one. Nearly perfect there. Okay. Enter, escape. Okay. Spacebar gets us out of that. Okay, so there we are. This seems a little bit thick, so it looks like we need to adjust the thickness of that by a little over 4 millimeters. So we're going to pull in this wall 4 millimeters. So one of the trims or something that we did was a little bit too big. Okay, so that means we need to go into our, we can actually just grab that body and might be able to get in here and make it smaller by 4 millimeters. Let's choose this. So this face to this face is how much? Ooh, in the X direction, 7 millimeters. Okay, so let's remember that 7. So we're going to pull in one side of the face by 7 millimeters. Okay, so actually we need to go back into Part Studio and Part Studio 2. We're going to grab, let's look at the assembly again. Yep, Part Studio 2. We're going to grab this edge and move that wall. Truly we should, so 7 millimeters. Let's divide 7 by 2. Transform. Let's see if I do a transform and then I move it in 3.5 millimeters more. definitely want that one. What did I do there? Let's get rid of this transform. What does that do if I get rid of that? Delete this guy. Does it move it in or out? No, it moved it taller. I think taller is okay. So actually we want to do a transform and move these guys inboard. Move this one inboard. Let's do a transform. Move this one in. This one before the unite. So we are going to suppress this one. Suppress this one. We're going to move this in 4 millimeters. So we're going to transform this guy, and then XYZ in the X positive 4 millimeters. Okay, there we go. And now we will replace face afterwards. So now we can take this transform, move it up 2, and now we can do this boolean. We can right click and do a unsuppress, and then a mirror unsuppress. There's that. Now we can trim that face right there. We can do a replace face here, replace with this face. Done. Let's see if I can do that before the mirror. Yeah, perfect. There we go. So I just moved that replace face up before the mirror function, and it fixed it. So let's go back to my assembly. And now my assembly looks to be a little bit goofed still, but I should be able to do a planar mate. A planar mate from this face to this face, and should have worked. Let's try that again. Actually, okay, it didn't like one of these, so I'm going to go delete. Which one is mate? I'm going to delete. Alright, I'm going to try and mate this planar face with this face. Not like that. Oh, that's actually not so bad. It raised it up quite a bit, but that's okay. Alright, so now it is actually, ooh, it slipped it back into position. That's cool. Alright, so we got a little bit of gap, which is required because we need to fit these. But now we should be able to take this guy and then should be able to move him forward and match him up to the other edge nearly. Okay, we want to match up that front edge just a little bit better. Perfect. That's perfect enough for me. Enter, escape to get out of that. Alright. Spacebar. Alright, looks like we have it correct. Now, it looks like our end piece of our fuselage might have a very similar problem in that it needs to go into that. Is that correct? Let's take a look at this. So we got that shape right there. Yeah, this one here would have to go into there. Yep, I think that's correct. So we need to change that by 4 millimeters. So this is a lesson that I'm learning. So I can go into this guy and make it, I can just move walls. Let's go back into Part Studio 1. Okay, and we're going to grab this edge right here and just move face inboard. So we're going to do 2 move faces. So this one and this one. We're going to move it 4 millimeters. We're going to move it into the negative X direction. Let's see, negative X. Distance. Translate. I want to do 4 millimeters. Opposite direction. Okay, that one did that one. Now we can do the other one. Move, face, this guy and this guy. 4 millimeters. I think, oh, I don't want to offset. I just want to translate. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, let's go back to my assembly. Now it looks like it's going to fit. Let's see if this fits into the there. Let's do a mate, planar mate, this guy, and the interface, this guy. Cool, looks like it's fitting. Does it look very tight? It looks super tight. So that is probably not a good way to do it. I'm going to click on this guy. I'm going to get out of that. I want to move this entire thing. Let's look at the top. Looks like, yeah, we have some interference. This I like the clearance there, but I need to move it down. Looks like maybe a whole millimeter or so. Okay, so let's and we need to pull this guy out quite a bit, like that. But yeah, so we need to squeeze it down by about 1 millimeter. That's probably a good idea. All right, so let's do that. Let's squeeze the side with the notch down. Let's go to Studio One, side with a notch, 1 millimeter down. So we're gonna do a move face. This face and this face will move, not offset. We'll translate them. We're gonna do it 1 millimeter in the opposite direction. There we go. Okay, let's look at our assembly. Should have automatically updated. Top view. Let's see how it looks. We are better, but not perfect. So I will take another millimeter off. Part Studio 1, was it? Yep. All right, and then we can go down that last transform, move face, and we can just modify that to 2 millimeters. And that there fixes it. Okay. Assembly, back to assembly. There we are. All right, so now I can grab this edge. Now, you know, you may want to do a test print and see how well this fits inside. We want a semi-tight fit inside of here. So that's why we want it maybe a little bigger. So you got to play around with that. So I will do a mate face here. I want to mate this guy back to this guy. Okay, and then say okay. Then I want to say cancel. I just want to, this shows you how much clearance you have. And then I can move this to the left. Top view, move. Why is it not? It must be locked in position or something. So let's hit a space bar, Control Z. I did too many Control Z's. Anyway, so we can see that this fits in there nice. Look at that. We have clearance, looks good. And if we want to check the clearance, let's hit escape, space bar, get out, and let's see what our clearance is between here. If you want less clearance, then by all means adjust it. Oh, why did it just move that piece out of there? Okay, I don't like that. I'm gonna undo. Okay, what did it just do? All right, I'm back to normal. That's good. It must have moved something there, but it's okay, no problem. But I can still check my distances from yeah, so I should be able to do a millimeter measurement here. So we're going from this edge to the inner edge, and we are at 1.72 millimeters. So all depending on shrinkage of your material or fit that you want, you know, you can adjust that size to be exactly what you want. And I was looking at these. Yeah, these are not perfect because we're building this, you know, from a fuzzy image. You know, these things are not perfect, but what we can do is we can modify those and make those exact if needed. yeah, later on we could, if you want to be much more precise, we can actually go through this and we can clean these guys up. Or what we could do is we could just modify this and make it a one print. But I kind of like the fact that this is adjustable. You know, this here can slide in and out, and you can adjust your center of gravity. You can adjust your plane total, you know, the length of the plane. You can repair, replace. You know, most likely I will unite this guy with this guy to create stronger. And electronics tray still might be a good idea to have it move in and out. You know, these are just tweaks that we can do to the model. So up here our wings will go, and I think I have wings in I have my dihedral wings in another image, so I can start building the tail section. And right now I can include the dihedral wings into here. So let's do an assembly of it. Let's insert, and then assemblies. Let me open up that one, and then we will import that one. All right, I will go and insert my other one. We go to other documents, click on that one, so it's kind of loaded into here. I'm just gonna click, and I should be able to hide this here. There we go. We can hide a couple of these. Perfect. So now I will rotate this. Let's do that again. Actually, I can right click and hide these guys. Okay, and now I will do a move. Let's see if I can hover over all these. Yep, there we go. So I'm going to move these over. I'm just going to place them where I think they would go. So it should be pretty much that way. Flip it. I think that's about the middle right there. We can see this on like a 2-degree angle still because of the dihedral wing. So I can let me hit 2 degrees, or let's see if I can put one in. There we go. Do we want one more? Maybe one more, 2 degrees. There we go, perfect. And now we're gonna get on top view. There we go. Perfect. Looking good. Take it down a tiny bit. So it would basically sit just like that. Thanks for watching. I hope you are learning something in building this Explorer airplane with me. And thank you.